Ladies and gentlemen, we've got all kinds of new information for you, the breakdown. And the very first one I want to do is the Essence Transfer Overview, but we have more than that. We've got server merges for the other areas, and we've got dates for that type of stuff. We have Server Paragon, potentially 900. We have a new zone, etc., etc. Let's break it down. Here's the very first one for you. This is the Essence Transfer Overview. Very interesting. So this is an image that was mined that shows now when each piece of legendary equipment has a unique attribute, you can extract and transfer the other legendary equipment. You guys know that. That's what the Essence Transfer already does. However, look at this. Conveys the name, appearance, and legendary attribute. Extracting the essence from legendary equipment destroys the equipment, granting you permanent access to transfer it. Essences can be extracted multiple times from copies of the same legendary equipment, enhancing the power of the legendary attribute up to a maximum amount. When an essence legendary attribute reaches higher levels, you'll get few or no bonuses to its legendary attribute when extracting the essence from lower difficulty copies of that equipment. Okay, so essentially what this is saying here is that let's say you get multiple of that same pants that you don't need anymore. You then take it to the essence extractor and it's going to upgrade your pants to a certain point. So like if you're in Health 4, you keep upgrading your pants. They're maxed out for Health 4. Now you get to Health 5. You get more of the same legendary essence. Now you can upgrade them continually to the maximum of the Health 5 level of the upgrade. This is essentially going to be another way, I'm sure, to gain things like combat rating. Maybe it will upgrade the actual numbers of the essence. We don't know what exactly it's going to upgrade. It says legendary attribute reaches higher levels. So maybe it upgrades the attribute, which is the actual effect that the legendary does. We'll have to wait till we see more information about that, but the first bit already is interesting. Here is a message from the data miner. He says he can't quite make all the names and regions yet, but there are new server merges on the way. Some of them might be in China first. In the server config file, he was able to see, announcements for 11.12, 11.16 to be merged on November 23rd. As far as I can see, they're planning grouping 2 or 4 servers per merge in the next merge per batch, and there are 20 planned merges. AKA, he breaks it down. It looks like they're grouping them. That's what the 11.12, 11.16 is. And it looks like we're going to be getting more merges. I mentioned this in a prior video. I did believe they were going to continue to merge other servers. We looked into it. Europe literally has, it looks like, more servers than America. So that makes sense that they didn't merge. So I think we are planning to see that. Okay. As for the server merge, there have been the first tests of the config files actually extending to 900 for the Paragon, which makes sense considering the total found of 9 Paragon trees. If you didn't know, in the prior video, I mentioned that 600 server Paragon is the maximum, and once you hit 600, you max out all 6 Paragon trees, and you have all of the bonuses from them, okay? Well, if we're getting 3 new Paragon trees, which is what he's data mined, as well as 900 Paragon, that would actually make sense. Here we have a breakdown of some of those dates. It looks like 0928 major update, okay? Then 1213 server Paragon 390 potentially. So maybe we do see some kind of Hell 6. Perhaps a major update too. We get an experience catch-up event that was mentioned prior. The experience catch-up event is going to be another one of these like Mists of Sirengar type of experience catch-up where you get double your experience. I've seen that's coming. I've only been farming dungeons and just getting my set items, and I'm going to go over server Paragon during this experience catch-up event in order to save myself some time. Countdown to the Blood Night seems to be around then, all right? Which is the 13th of December is what we're seeing here. What this would mean is we're getting Blood Night for Christmas. If we're getting Blood Night for Christmas, this is going to make a lot of people happy. Honestly, they've set the game up to work forward with some better infrastructure. So if we start getting actual content now, which is what Blood Knight plus the new zone, look at that, new zone as well. That's fresh content, baby. New class, new zone. That would be fresh content. And having an experience catch-up event in the new zone, that would make me happy. Now look here. Okay, this is all the way forward into 2023. Look at the date here. Okay, so that is, what is that, March of 2023? Server Paragon 600, and then potentially 6 months in the 23 Server Paragon 900, which he states here is only possible of gaining more than 2 levels per day. But this is what he's seen potentially just listed through some of the notes there in the server files. So here's the next bit of info we have. He's having trouble translating because a lot of what he has to do is go data mine the Chinese stuff that's ahead of the game and then translate that back. So he's having a hard time translating, but what he basically says is there's an original crystallization in the area of the penal court, and Grand Burial Pit to rival everyone else, whatever that means, okay? Beating players in the wild state can get Scarlet Crystals to trade for something within the island. Scarlet Crystals are available once every 30 minutes from the same player. It almost seems that the new zone contains 2 areas to openly PvP and gain this resource by fighting other players. There is yet another game mode in the works called the Tristram Cathedral, which seems to be a rush mode to stop villagers to be sacrificed by cult members on a pentagon, or I'm sure what that means is probably pentagram. So here's what I'm thinking, okay? We saw that there might have been a battle royale earlier. This open PvP area, that might have been what he was looking at. I don't know what the crystals are going to do. I would be happy to see better rewards for PvP. I know there's plenty of people still doing PvP, even from day one, that absolutely love PvP, and they're doing it for basically no rewards at this point. They probably have thousands of reforged stones, okay, that they're never going to use. For this reason, having more PvP is a massive W. I also really think having more PvE modes, whatever this Tristram Cathedral where you rush to save villagers, this right here, I would love more PvE modes. Personally, I found the endless mode of the defensive Siren Guard to be very enjoyable. I actually really like that. I do it on occasion solo, even on stream, because I think it's just fun. So having more PvE modes, for me, would be a massive W. I would like literally all of these things so far. Here we have a little bit more data that's going to be showing dates. So we have December 7th, 8th, 10th, and 14th showing us some potential dates for things. We have activity rule here, okay? And this activity rule is going to break down and give us a little bit of information about what's going on. So 3 o'clock per day during the event, it will increase. So basically server reset or so, it's going to start increasing. And additional incentives will be available on days 2, 4, and 8. Okay, 2, 4, and 8. And the red moon will gradually increase. Red moons, we got another moon-related thing. During the event, players who are below the server's top level, at their top level, will receive additional experience. Okay, all rewards available for signing in before the 3rd on December 21st. So it seems like the latest date we have is December 21st in terms of reliable information is what it looks like. Here's the thing, guys. If this is all legit, and keep in mind this is all speculation, okay? He's having to pull bits and scraps, and sometimes there's bits left in the code of the game that are literally from a previous game that this frame was built on. It's actually built on something called a Messiah engine and was purchased from a different game from an E3 back in 2016. So there is a bit of code left over from another game that has to be picked through in order to find this. But from what I can understand from what he's telling me, some of this looks decently reliable, and a lot of the things the data miners sent have already come to fruition. So from what I'm seeing, I personally believe the most ones that we can probably see here is the Blood Knight, new zone area. Those seem recent. They seem like they got solid dates, and it seems like that is consistent with things we've seen all the way back as far as the beta. That alone would be enough, but if we get an open world PvP area, that would be fantastic. In Diablo 4, there's supposed to be open world PvP areas. It would be really cool to see that kind of concept brought and tested in Diablo Immortal as well. I'm also a fan of whatever this new Tristram Cathedral will be. Hopefully we get good rewards for it. For me, there's 2 things to keep in mind. The events need to, or actually 3 things. The events need to be highly repeatable, they need to be fun, and very important, they need to have good rewards. So if these new events have all 3 of those things, this could legitimately add a lot of health to the game and a lot to actually do for the hardcore veteran players. So for today, this is just an information-packed video. If you appreciate those type of videos, please like, please comment, and please subscribe. Classic YouTuber BS, but I need all of it to thrive. Love y'all. See you on the next video.